Hello and welcome to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young and we're coming down to the final few weeks of both the NHL and NBA playoffs, so I'll start there. On the ice, the conference finals began earlier this week. The Florida Panthers earned their spot in the Eastern Conference Final after a whopping 6-1 Game 7 win over the Toronto Maple Leafs in the previous round. The Carolina Hurricanes eliminated the Washington Capitals 4-1 in the last round, and now the Panthers and Canes are set to face off for their spot in the Stanley Cup Final. In Game 1 of this series on Tuesday, Sergei Bobrovsky made 31 saves and the Panthers defeated Carolina 5-2. Carter Verhaeghe had a goal and an assist for the Panthers, and Evan Rodriguez and Thomas Nosek each had 2 assists. After the Game 1 defeat, Carolina has now lost 13 straight games in the Eastern Conference Final since they were swept 4-0 in their past 3 appearances. Game 2 of this series was last night, and the Panthers are very quickly up 2-0 after another win on the road in North Carolina. Games 3 and 4 head to Florida, with the puck dropping tomorrow at 5 p.m. and then on Monday, also at 5 p.m. In the Western Conference, the Dallas Stars narrowly defeated the Winnipeg Jets in the previous round with a 2-1 overtime win in Game 6 last weekend to earn their spot opposite the Edmonton Oilers in the Western Conference Finals. In Game 1, the Dallas Stars rallied from a 2-goal deficit to defeat the Edmonton Oilers 6-3 with 5 goals scored in the third period by Dallas. Tyler Seguin scored twice and had an assist, and Miro Heiskanen and Michael Granlund each had a goal and an assist for Dallas. Game 2 of this series will remain in Dallas tonight at 5, then Games 3 and 4 will head out to Edmonton on Sunday at noon and Tuesday at 5 p.m. If I had to make a prediction, I'd say it'll be the Dallas Stars and Florida Panthers fighting for the Stanley Cup, but by next week I could be proven very wrong, so only time will tell. In the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder and Denver Nuggets came down to a series-deciding Game 7 in the Western Conference semifinals. In that Game 7, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 35 points, Jalen Williams added 24, and the Thunder rolled into the conference finals, beating the Nuggets 125-93. For the second straight year, the Minnesota Timberwolves made their way to the Western Conference Finals after defeating the Golden State Warriors earlier last week. Game 1 of the matchup between the Timberwolves and Thunder tipped off on Tuesday night. And, again, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the way for OKC. He scored 20 of his 31 points in the second half, and the top-seeded Thunder beat Minnesota 114-88. For Minnesota, they started out strong but crumbled late in the game. Julius Randle scored 28 points but just 8 in the second half. Anthony Edwards, who had been averaging 26.5 points per game in the playoffs, was held to just 18 points on 5 of 13 shooting, including scoring 0 points in the fourth quarter. OKC in Minnesota Game 2 was last night, and the Thunder continue their hot streak, taking a 2-0 lead after another win at home. The series will now head out to Minnesota, and Game 3 will be tomorrow at 5:30, with Game 4 on Monday, also at 5:30. In the Eastern Conference, the New York Knicks reached the conference finals for the first time in 25 years and ended the one-year NBA title reign of the Boston Celtics with astonishing ease, rolling to a 119-81 victory in Game 6 of the conference semifinals on Saturday. A quick fun fact: since the Celtics have been officially eliminated, for the first time in NBA history, there will now be 7 different NBA champions in 7 straight years. The last repeat champions were the Golden State Warriors in 2017 and 2018 seasons, and this is the longest stretch ever without another back-to-back winner. In my opinion, the league and all major sports leagues are more fun when there's parity like that. Anyway, the Knicks moved on to fight the Indiana Pacers for a spot in the NBA Finals. The Pacers are back to their buzzer-beating, comeback victory-winning ways. The Pacers trailed the New York Knicks by 14 points with just 2:51 remaining in the fourth before mounting a wild comeback, which was punctuated by Tyrese Halliburton's shot at the buzzer to tie the game and send it into overtime. With the Pacers down 2 points and the clock approaching 0, Halliburton stepped back and shot what appeared to be a potentially game-winning 3-point shot. The ball clanked off the back of the rim and bounced straight up high in the air. The entire arena sat perfectly still, and when the ball came back down and through the net, the Pacers erupted. Upon review, though, it was only a 2-point shot, and the tie game was then sent into overtime. From there, Indiana pulled out a 138-135 victory in Game 1, taking a 1-0 lead. According to ESPN research, the Knicks' win probability in Game 1 peaked at 99.8% when they were up 14 late in the fourth quarter. Indiana continues to pull off the impossible every game, so we'll see if their luck can continue. Game 2 of this series will be tonight at 5, and Games 3 and 4 will head to Indianapolis on Sunday and Tuesday, both also at 5 p.m. Another quick NBA fun fact: While the Los Angeles Lakers were eliminated by the Timberwolves in round 1, at least one former Laker will win the title this year, since all 4 remaining teams have one former Laker on their roster. Alex Caruso on the Thunder, Julius Randle on the Timberwolves, Josh Hart on the Knicks, and Thomas Bryant on the Pacers. Sticking with basketball, as expected, Caitlin Clark is already making waves in her second year with the Indiana Fever. In Indiana's first loss of the season, Clark made history. Clark had a game-high 27 points while also adding 5 rebounds, 11 assists, and 2 steals. In doing so, the second-year point guard set a record for the most 25-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history, passing 3-time All-Star Sabrina Ionescu. That came just 3 days after Clark tied Candace Parker for the 3rd most triple-doubles in WNBA history. In just her second professional season, Caitlin Clark is setting all kinds of records, and she will continue to set more as her career continues on. Indiana will play the New York Liberty next, and that game will tip off tomorrow at 10 a.m. Speaking of historic dominance, Scottie Scheffler is back at it again. Scheffler earned his 3rd major title Sunday at the 107th PGA Championship at Quail Hollow Club. Scheffler finished 11 under 273, 5 strokes clear of the field. After opening rounds of 69 and 68, Scheffler took control of the tournament with a 3rd round 65 that included an eagle at the 14th and 3 birdies in his final 4 holes. That finish gave him the separation from the leaderboard and gave him his 2nd PGA victory in a 2-week span. Naturally, Scheffler is still the top-ranked golfer in the world, and the next major PGA event will be the US Open starting on June 12th. This Sunday will hold one of the most famous American sporting events, the Indy 500. The 109th Indianapolis 500 takes place this Sunday, May 25th at 9:45. This event is so large, I read a fairly baffling stat about it this past week. Roughly 400,000 people attend this race, meaning 1 in every 1,000 Americans will be in attendance. For reference, this year's Super Bowl had an attendance of just about 65,000, so the Indy 500 will have over 6 times the amount of fans than the Super Bowl. This event will be even more historic this year as a rookie driver sits in pole position, aka first overall on the grid. Robert Schwartzman and Prima Racing won the P1 award in his first ever oval race in the team's first year in the NTT IndyCar Series. Schwartzman from Tel Aviv, Israel, became the first rookie driver to win the pole since 1983. He is just the 3rd rookie to win the pole on track and will be the 6th first-year starter to lead the field. The flag drops and this race begins at 9:45 a.m. on Sunday morning, so don't miss out on any of the excitement. Lastly, as per usual to close the show, the NFL made major waves in the news headlines this week. Earlier in the week, it was announced that San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy officially signed his 5-year contract extension through the 2030 season. He landed a 5-year, $265 million deal with the team, with $181 million guaranteed. The new deal makes Purdy among the highest paid in the league. It will earn him around $53 million per season, which is in line with Jared Goff and Tua Tagovailoa. Purdy has gone 23-13 as the starter, while going 4-2 in the postseason. He's completed 67% of his passes for 9,518 yards and 64 touchdowns and 27 interceptions, and a passer rating of 104.9, while leading San Francisco to 2 NFC championships and a Super Bowl appearance since taking over the starting job in late 2022 season. The 49ers' loss in the NFC Championship during Purdy's rookie year came at the hands of this year's Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles have had a whirlwind of a week alongside the Green Bay Packers. A proposed ban of the tush-push play that the Eagles have popularized and perfected did not receive enough votes at the NFL spring meeting on Wednesday. The proposed ban, which was submitted by the Packers, needed 24 votes to pass, and the final results were 22-10. The 10 teams to vote against the proposal and keep the play were the Eagles, Ravens, Browns, Lions, Jaguars, Dolphins, Patriots, Saints, Jets, and Titans. Because I'm full of fun facts today, here's one more. Like I said, the final vote tally was 22-10, which resulted in the Eagles' famous play being upheld. The Green Bay Packers proposed the ban, coincidentally, or not so coincidentally, after they lost to the Eagles in the wild card round last season. What was the final score of that playoff game? 22-10. Not a great week for the Packers. With all that said, enjoy all of the playoff basketball and hockey, as well as the regular season MLB, plus some golf, IndyCar racing, and much more that the sports world has to offer this weekend. Come right back for more news, updates, and highlights next Friday. I'm Cole Young. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend.